Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
But what I am saying is that Calvin Klein is playing games. And I'm not going to let the word inclusivity hide the fact that he's playing around. That everybody else had very balanced representation on that commercial. Nobody else was obese in that commercial. But the one dark-skinned chick that they picked to be in the whole, the only representation that we get is Chica.
Hey you guys, my commentary on Chica may be considered controversial. So before I get to it, right, and before I show any visuals, I want to set a mental field for you, okay? I need to paint a picture because I need you guys to be with me here with my thought process as I was considering what I would say in this video. I'm going to play the full Calvin Klein ad first. And I want you to specifically notice the visuals. I want you to notice how the quote-unquote most attractive of the white men is always presented in a glowy white background, very kind of godlike, right? And that he at one point is kind of floating on top of water, not standing, but still floating on top of water. And then he's ascending into the heavens. I'm not even kidding you guys. Like there's going to be an ascension with this, with this white man. At the same time, I want you to notice in between these clips of this sort of, godly white man is a black man. The scenery around him is dark. I think it's ASAP Rocky. So the scenery around him is dark. He's in flames everywhere. Right? There's flames all over, kind of like the devil. I want you to notice that all of the white women portrayed, even the one that's not that cute, they're portrayed in a very sexualized manner, very attractive, very look at me. There's also a perhaps biracial, more ambiguous woman there. She is hypersexual, giving me all the Jezebel vibes, all of those things. Definitely fits a certain mold that Calvin Klein likes. I was looking through their page here on YouTube at the diversity of representation when it came to black women, and she would fall into like exclusively the type that they like. Because I don't want anybody to think I'm picking on Chica. I want to paint a picture as to what is wrong here. So outside of the devilly black man, right? Then we have the opposite of the devilly black man, which is basically a black man who's gay standing in a field of flowers. All right? And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get to the visuals now, but I wanted to lay that framework for you because I want you to understand that everything that I say after this is because I see what was being done here. It repulses me. I'm going to end with Chica, sort of the icing on the cake for me as a woman. But this video is not to pick on her. The whole ad is trash. Our entire representation of men and women in this ad is trash. Let's go ahead and watch it. So as we see, we open with the white man, white background, lights come on. Black man in fire. Jezebel, he's floating on water. Jezebel, he begins his ascension. Yeah, it's really too much. It's really, really too much. If you're really watching the visuals, it's a bit much. And there he goes, ascending into heaven. And there we have the gay guy in a field of flowers. No, all the women are sexual except for the dark-skinned black woman. All the women have a sexual sort of thing about them. So now I want to go through some individual things one by one. I want you to see a little more clearly the scenery of the black people involved in this ad. So here we have ASAP Rocky, I think his name is. I think he's an artist. I've literally never heard not even one of his songs. So he literally is standing in fire. Okay? He's literally in a room and the room is on fire. Think about this in contrast to the white man, where it just opens up and let there be light, and then the ascension and all of that of the original ad. Then we have the next representation of a black man in that ad, and he's a gay black man who is in a relationship with a white man. And I y'all. So then this is our other representation in the ad. We're going to get to Chica. I just want people to really know I'm not picking on Chica. It is just all of our representation was bad. And as a woman who's not racially ambiguous, I want to point out the Chica situation. So here goes what some might consider the other black representation in the ad. I don't. I think she's racially ambiguous. She's probably white, very, very sexualized, wearing the least amount of clothes out of anybody. She's basically nude. She's pulling out the Jezebel thing. So we've had the black man is evil, the black man in sort of a submission and adoration of a white man with the homosexual. We have the Jezebel, kind of the whorish, lighter skinned chick. You know, that's how they like to play them. If we look at the Jezebel archetype, they're normally lighter women and very hypersexual. And then we have the mammy, right? Strong, undesirable sexually, all of those things. So let's get into it.
So Calvin Klein has an ad where they use a black rapper by the name of Chica as their representation of black women. So on this ad, they have several very fit, generally attractive models, as well as artists of a variety of skin tones, basically, well, in more honesty, basically white and black. But nevertheless, they have a mixed girl. She's gorgeous. They have a couple of singers that are female. They're fit. They're made to look very attractive in the commercial. They also have some men there. They have homosexual men represented, straight men represented. Everybody is looking fit and trim. Bodies are tight and very right. And then there's Chica. So let me be clear. I'm not hating on Chica being in this ad. Like, I feel like our larger women in the community, our dark-skinned women in the community, these women deserve to be represented. But what I do have a problem with is a commercial where there is literally no balance, where the only black, like unambiguously black female in the ad is massive. And y'all, I don't want to trigger anybody. I just feel like, just like there were multiple, for example, white women in that ad, and they were all attractive, where's the fat white woman? That's all I want to know. Where's the fat black guy or the fat white guy? Why is the only obese person, the only person whose body is not super tight on the whole commercial, the darkest woman and black? That is the problem I really have with this commercial. So I wish Chica could have gotten her shine and we could have got another chocolate girl in there who was attractive, like at the same time. It's not like they're not out there. It's not like there aren't plenty of women to pick from, but Calvin Klein did not choose to do that. And with all of, you know, the constant representation, we have that movie Loquisha, fat, dark-skinned black woman. We have every Tyler Perry movie ever made, fat, dark-skinned man dressed as a black woman. We have pretty much, like, over and over and over again, we see this represented, and it's never positive. And so when I look at a Calvin Klein ad and everybody in it has a level of the standard of beauty that is accepted by society as far as body-wise, as in fit, as in not out of shape, as in not obese, and then the only dark-skinned black woman they can include in the ad is morbidly obese. And let's be clear, she's not even happy with her own obesity.
To let all the bullshit roll out for me, hoping the world can just stop for me, give me a second. I'm fucking tired of taking the everyday pain and contorting it into a lesson. When I'm audacious enough to just say what I want, now I'm too busy blocking my blessings. The standards are doubled and triple, quadruple, but somehow I'm crazy for sitting and stressing. Wow, guess I'm a brat. Guess I'm a self-hating bitch because I love being rich but don't want to be fat.
Then, that's problematic for me. But Chica is lightweight problematic for me on the whole. I don't listen to her music. I heard she's very talented, but she's somewhat problematic for me, period, because she has been known to pose in questionable photos before. I mean, case in point, that picture right there where she's literally the only fat girl again in a sea of people who are not black. And I'm sure they're laying on her like she's the center of everything, but if a black woman has to be the center of everything, why can't she be the cutest one too? I mean, is it too much for me to feel like when I see black women, I want them to be seen as beautiful? There are literally people in this world that think that white women are just all attractive. I've actually heard men say this, that white women are attractive on the whole, so they know the competition is fierce because more of them are just attractive. It could be that, or how about this? It could be that when they cast their own people, they cast attractive ones. And when they cast us, they cast ugly ones. I know a lot of pretty black girls, a lot, okay? And there are a lot in the industry, but the mediocre ones and the ugly ones are the ones that get the shine. And I'm not calling Chica ugly because actually I think her face is really pretty, but I do think she's at an unhealthy weight. But what I am saying is that Calvin Klein is playing games. And I'm not going to let the word inclusivity hide the fact that he's playing around, that everybody else had very balanced representation on that commercial. Nobody else was obese in that commercial, but the one dark-skinned chick that they picked to be in the whole, the only representation that we get is Chica. Congrats to Chica for getting the ad. I want to see her beauty represented. I don't want to see her beauty used as a representation of the standard beauty for our women, because that is not our standard beauty. And they could have picked an additional dark-skinned person. It wouldn't have killed them. I mean, there were only 3 or 4 black people in the whole commercial anyway, in the whole ad anyway. Was only one black woman and a mixed lady. They could have thrown in one more. I mean, they had several white chicks. They could have thrown in one more black woman who was gorgeous with dark skin to balance out that narrative that is constantly being forced down our throat. And when people think of our women, they honestly think that we all look like that out here in these streets. Why? Because there is a narrative out there that if you don't have admixture, you're basically fat, dark, and ugly. And I just need that to stop. There are countless, endless, in fact, being fit on a global scale, because America, everybody here is just fatter than normal anyway. Being fit and beautiful is the average in the black community globally. So I would like to see that represented in media, but we're not going to see that represented in media, which is a big part of why we just need to shut the televisions off, because the indoctrination is deep. And even when they feign inclusivity, it's a joke. And with that said, I will talk to you guys later.
If you'd like to see more, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell. And if you want to support my content, feel free to join my Patreon.